Hello guys, it's Joyboy and we're back with another video. Today we're going to talk about the latest chapter of One Piece, 1094. A really incredible chapter which showed us what happened all over Egghead with the orders given to the Pacifistas being overturned back and forth, Luffy versus Kizaru, Saint Garcia's true form being revealed, and so many other things. We're going to go over all of that in details. Like the video and subscribe to support my channel. Follow my IG and TikTok for more content, and without further ado, let's get started. This chapter started with Atlas gaining back the control of the Pacifistas, and as you know in the hierarchy, she has the upper control on those that's only using the authority chips, so she succeeded in overturning the orders given by Kizaru. So that's how the chapter started, and as you see here, the Pacifistas started attacking the Ops now, and the fathers on the Marine side couldn't even defend themselves from those attacks, so they were really going through it. Then right after we got the Vegatank descending from the dome. Here we can note that the wheels of the Vegatank was made of the same material as the sea stones, which I think Vegapunk explains that it's the reason why they're not gonna end up falling. Vegapunk was looking for Bonney, Atlas screaming her name all over the island, but of course it was too slow for Sanji as he found her in an instant using his whatever it is and hopped off the Vegatank to go save her. Bonney picked up a little fight with one of the Vice Admirals, who in my opinion are not well developed in the show yet, so I'm glad to see one of them was able to stand up to Bonney, which makes it easier to scale them. She ate the ride fruit, which gives her the ability to ride on anyone she wants, and that's a really OP devil fruit if you ask me, cause imagine one of the top tiers like a Yonko or even an Admiral had this ability. I really like it how Oda don't be giving the best devil fruits to the strongest characters, and also how he sets limits for the people that he be giving the devil fruits to, because then like in this case, she can just ride on Kaido or anyone actually, and be uncontrollable. But anyways, in that same moment, Bonney uses a weird attack on the Marines called the near-death experience, which is really OP cause just by touching them, she can show them their own death basically. So after going through this attack, they end up collapsing because of the shock of seeing their own death in their eyes. One of the soldiers even goes on saying that they see the Sanzu River, which in the Japanese mythology is where the soul of the deceased cross before reaching the afterlife. So it explains how much damage Bonney's attack has done to them mentally. Anyways, Sanji ended up saving her, but looks like Bonney might have picked up some memories from Kuma's backstory, and as you see, that's making her sad to even see a robot exactly like his father. We haven't seen what she saw inside those memories, however it maybe was convincing enough for her to change sides and ally with the person she hates the most, Vegapunk. Now on to the next part of the chapter where things got a little more interesting, Luffy versus Kizaru, what we've been waiting for. Just like you see in this panel, Kizaru wants to defeat Luffy as he is an obstacle to his original mission, however he decides otherwise when he realizes that it's not an easy task and went straight attacking the Vegatank. Here I believe we have the most underrated panel of the chapter and is not enough talked about. Luffy himself says word for word, "That's the idea, I'm doing my job," and laughs it off after Kizaru said this. So this whole time, even though Luffy went Gear 5th, which is basically like a troll form but is also very powerful, Luffy only tried to kill time with Kizaru. Like I said in my recent chapter review 1092, Luffy is stronger than Kizaru because when it comes to anything, Luffy outclasses him, whether it's the devil fruit or most especially Haki. His armor and Haki was powerful enough to hurt Kaido, who has a much tougher guard than anyone we know so far in One Piece. The other reason I'm thinking Kizaru is not stronger is just his offense. He's good at defense, but his offense lacks something. Let's take Rob Lucci and Sentomaru as examples. Just to show you how weak his offense is compared to Rob Lucci, when Rob Lucci attacked Sentomaru, he basically one-shotted him, and like Sentomaru said, he was not caught by surprise. He could see the attack coming but couldn't dodge it. And when Kizaru attacked Sentomaru, Sentomaru was able to block some of his attacks and dodge his strongest attack we know so far by just running away from it, which proves how weak Kizaru's offense is compared to the likes of Luffy or even Lucci. Now for his defense, it's easier to explain as Luffy did not need Haki to break through Rob Lucci's defense to defeat him, but had to use it to break through Kizaru's defense. Knowing all this, I really wonder how the fight would go if Luffy from the start of using Gear 5 used his Hakis, cause right when he used it in the panel Kizaru left to attack Vegapunk, where again Luffy maybe knew he had no choice but to use it. He really put some damage on him, and right after reaches his limit again with the form. I feel like Luffy first thought at the beginning of Egghead that Rob Lucci was going to be the biggest obstacle to him leaving the island with Vegapunk, which is the reason why he went straight Gear 5 and reached the limit of it in that fight. But then Kizaru came and he tried to use it again, and now he reached the limit for the second time. We've never seen him use it more than twice in one day, So I really wonder now that he's again reached his limit, how he's gonna do with Saint Garcia. I feel like he's the strongest on the Ops side, and Luffy is also the strongest on his side, so we're gonna see what Oda really got for us this time. The Egghead arc is reaching its climax, and the narrator said that the end of this arc will be shocking. Like I said in my recent video, in my opinion, someone really has to die or be defeated by the end of this arc for it to shock the world. In any cases, we'll see. Maybe he will give Luffy a new power-up under Gear 5, make the giant robot do something while Luffy recuperates, or even make a character like Dragon or Shanks come to the island and fight for Luffy, who knows. Now coming to the very last parts of the chapter, a giant sign emerges from the ground. The Marines announce Saint Garcia, one of the 5 elders, is about to land on the island. His voice being heard all over the place, he gives a new order to the Pacifistas, overturning the commandment again, so now his side got control. I don't know about you guys, but in my opinion, it's gonna be really dumb from Vegapunk to not have at least something that overturns the command. Cause why would he just put those guys above him when he's the one that created it? It makes no sense. But anyways, the giant demonic sign was none other than Saint Garcia himself. Being surrounded by black lightnings when he was making his appearance, you can tell this guy is really strong from just his presence. He was able to destroy completely a Marine's head just by them staring at him. To be honest, that Marine is just dumb. They literally said anyone his rank shouldn't look at him, but he found a way to be curious and got his head blown. Good for him. But damn, even Conqueror's Haki is not known yet to be able to do that. Just by his presence also, he caught the attention of Lucci, Zoro, Kizaru, Jinbei, and most especially Luffy. He is just in a whole different level, and I hope to see his fight against Luffy so I see what his true powers are. His devil fruit, or at least powers I should say, must be a reference to a yokai, which is a class of supernatural entities and spirit in the Japanese folklore. His powers, if it's a devil fruit, should be an awakened zone from what we see. So his fight against Luffy is a must watch. Alright, that's it for this review. I really hope you liked it. Facing my mic talking about this chapter was a pleasure. No breaks next week, so hopefully we got an interesting chapter and I make a review about it. Even if you don't get a review, I'm definitely dropping a video, so we're gonna see each other next week. Anyways, I really hope you enjoyed this one, cause I really worked hard on it. And if so, subscribe to my channel and join the crew. Sayonara.